Hi folks, welcome to my channel. Today, I, your friendly American living in Germany, am going to participate in the Wahl-o-mat. Don't know what the Wahl-o-mat is? Well, it's this nifty little app they created. What they did was they asked questions of 39 of the 40 political parties here in Germany. They asked them a bunch of questions, and now I will get asked the same questions, and they'll be compared to how the parties responded. You see, it's voting season here in Germany. And unlike where I come from, this country has a lot of political parties. The list is very impressive, and I have found it very difficult to really find a lot of information of all of them and then filter in and see who I fit in with most. So I'm really curious to see what this says. On my last video, one of my viewers left a comment asking if I had done this. I did in fact find an app like this a couple years ago and took it. And I think it pushed me towards the Piraten. It doesn't matter. It got me thinking I should totally do this again and see where I am. I feel like, I've lived so long here in Germany, since 2001. I'm curious what the Wahl-o-mat says about my opinions on these questions they'll propose to me compared to what other parties and how they've responded to them. Let's get into it. It looks like there's 38 questions. Hopefully I can go through them smoothly, and hopefully I have enough knowledge to make a good opinion on some of these questions. Alright, so first one. Auf alle Autobahnen soll ein generales Tempolimit gelten. The Autobahns here in Germany, in a lot of areas you can drive, no speed limit, and they're asking if they should put like a general speed limit. But if I was going to be great leader, a politician, for me to answer that question, I would want to know the details, the statistics. Is it dangerous the way it's been working for years? It seems to have been working fine for years. My understanding of the German Autobahn is it is a golden piece of technology. Like when it's 2 lanes, it's actually 4 lanes, and it's curved so that the rain goes off. Either way, what I'm saying, first question, I'm going to say neutral. I'm neutral on that. The next one, Deutschland soll sein Verteidigungsausgaben erhöhen. I think that's defense spending. They want to raise, Germany should raise defense spending. Oh, no. I am not for giving money to military. I'm not anywhere. That may be surprising to some people, being as I'm American, but it's not surprising, I think, to anybody that's been watching my videos. Next question, number 3. Bei Bundestagwahlen sollen auch Jugendlichen ab 16 Jahren wählen dürfen. So here they're asking me if kids starting at 16 years old should be able to vote. I agree. I agree because I have been really impressed with the amount of really intelligent kids I've met in my time here in Germany. I met a lot of kids here in Germany in gymnasium, and holy crap, they were smarter than some adult business people I knew from America. So, yeah, let them vote at 16. There's not much of a big difference between 16 and 18. In my opinion, you're welcome to disagree in the comments. Number 4, wind energy. Die Forderung von Windenergie soll beendet werden. They're asking me if they should end or stop promoting wind energy? Well, why would you do that? Isn't it good for our environment? Isn't it a environmentally friendly way to make energy? I am going to say, ich stimme nicht zu. Die Möglichkeiten der Vermieterinnen und der Vermieter Wohnungsmieten zu erhöhen sollen gesetzlich stärker begrenzt werden. Okay, so they're asking me here about the possibility of landlords and their ability to raise rent, and if it should be limited more by law. Yeah, I agree with that. Stop them from making crazy rent and gentrification and pushing real working people out of towns. Patentschutz für Impfstoffe. Okay, they're talking about a patent for the vaccine. So, Impfstoffe gegen Covid-19 sollen weiterhin durch Patent geschützt sein. So they're asking me if the vaccination for COVID-19 should still be protected by a patent. I mean, aren't patents so that somebody can reserve it so that they can make a big chunk of money off of it and nobody else can? I mean, as a business person, that's how I perceive the purpose of a patent, is so somebody doesn't steal your idea. It's yours and only you can earn the money. So I'm going to say, ich stimme nicht zu. I'm going to say I don't agree. Make that thing if we need it. If it's a medication, I don't care what we're talking about, but if we're talking about something in the medical field that people need to have available, I don't care if they're rich or poor, and it should be available to anybody. And quite honestly, come on, help out society. You shouldn't get rich off of that. Number 7. Aussteig aus der Kohlverstromung. Oh, they're talking about coal. Der für das Jahr 2038 geplante Aussteig aus der Kohlverstromung soll verzögert werden. Are they for real with this question? Have you seen? I live near the end of the earth. There's a place here where it just looks like the apocalypse and they're still digging for coal. And it just seems to me very not German. But they're asking here if it should be delayed. What they apparently have already planned that in 2038 to get out of using coal. Are you kidding me? Be delayed? Ich stimme nicht zu. I do not agree. Number 8. Gesetzliche Rentenversicherung. Okay, so they're talking about what we would call in America Social Security. Alle Erwerbstätigen sollen in der gesetzliche Rentenversicherung versichert sein müssen. Okay, so if I understand this correctly, they're asking if all people that work, I guess that would include employed and self-employed, the way they're writing it there, Erwerbstätigen. I could be wrong, correct me in the comments. But they're asking if they should pay in the legally ordered retirement money, retirement insurance. I am too naive on this, and the first thing I think of is the one time I tried to be self-employed in Germany, and paying for any kind of Versicherung was killing me as self-employed on top of what the Finanzamt expected from me. I don't know how people survive here. So I'm gonna say I'm neutral on this because I don't have enough information and understand what all that entails. Number 9. Abschaffung des Familiennachzugs. Das Recht anerkannter Flüchtlingen auf Familiennachzug soll abgeschafft werden. So they're talking about asylum seekers, and they're talking here about getting rid of family Nachzug. How do I translate this to English? So I am going to do my best here. They're talking about, okay, when they say anerkannte Flüchtlingen, so this is somebody they have verified is for sure an asylum seeker and has the rights of an asylum seeker. And I believe what they're discussing here is the possibility of them bringing family in. And I am all for that, but they're here asking if it soll abgeschafft werden. Stimmt nicht zu. Sorry, I'm all about helping people, especially people really, really in need. Number 10. Steuer auf digitale Dienstleistungen. Oh, this interests me. Okay, so Steuer is taxes, and they're talking about it being available digitally. Auf den Umsatz, der in Deutschland mit digitalen Dienstleistungen erzielt wird, soll eine nationale Steuer erhoben werden. I'm not sure what this is all about, but are we talking about workers getting another tax? I'm not for that. I'm going to have to go neutral. I need to educate myself on that. Number 11, traditionale family. What the hell is this? Okay, Germany, what is this? Did I just go back to like the 1950s? You do know that us vag possessors don't have to stay. We can work now. We can drive cars. We can even be chancellor. Now, but really, the question is: Die traditionelle Family aus Vater, Mutter und Kinder soll stärker als andere Lebensgemeinschaften gefordert werden. Wow, this really feels like the AfD. And quite honestly, this is the kind of question that makes me, it just makes me want to slap someone in the face. What a ridiculous effing question. For me, that question is clearly created by somebody that does not understand what family is. Family can be created, family can be adopted, family can have mixed colors, mixed sexes, because family is a group of people that take care of each other, are together, and are living their lives and supporting each other and being a family. I have humans in my life I am not blood related to, but they are my family. How dare they try to take us back to the 50s and like Why, just because you are a male father, a female mother, and kids, should you have more power than somebody else? That doesn't make any sense to me. I work damn hard as a single female. But why should I get less just because I didn't get married to a guy and pop some children out of my uterus? That's a ridiculous reason to give anything to anybody. Stimmen nicht zu. Number 12, Parteispenden. Okay, so they're talking about the money spent with political parties. Spenden from Unternehmen an Parteien sollen weiterhin erlaubt sein. Oh shit, look at you, Germany, feeling a little bit like America. I wasn't sure that was going on here. So they're asking about donations from companies to political parties. Should it continue to be allowed? Stimmen nicht zu. Number 13, Eltern- und Abhängigkeitsbeitrag. Studentinnen und Studenten sollen BAföG unabhängig vom Einkommen ihrer Eltern erhalten. Okay, I hope I don't get this wrong, but I feel like I've heard about this. I think this is in regards to loaning kids money they need to like further their studies, and they're saying here that it should be available to these students regardless of their parents' income. And from how that sounds to me, I agree with it. I'm gonna say stimmt zu. Number 14, doppelte Staatsbürgerschaft. In Deutschland soll es generell möglich sein, neben der Deutsche eine zweite Staatsbürgerschaft zu haben. Simple question, double citizenship. In Germany, should people be allowed to have double citizenship? Honestly, I feel like that's a silly question. Of course, ich stimme zu. It's all just a silly game. I didn't decide these borders. I didn't decide to be born with this passport. Number 15. Sprachliche Berücksichtigen von Geschlechtsidentitäten. Okay, we're talking about when people talk and about like gender identification. Bundesbehörden sollen in ihren Veröffentlichungen unterschiedliche Geschlechtsidentitäten sprachlich berücksichtigen. Oh, this is an interesting question in politics. I mean, this feels to me, quite honestly, like manners. I believe in being polite, and if somebody tells me to refer to them in a specific way, I generally respect that. I'm not a dick. But I feel like they're asking here that when they make like open speeches, should they take it into consideration? And absolutely you should. You work for the people. Stimmt zu. Number 16, Nord Stream 2. Die Ostsee-Pipeline Nord Stream 2, die Gas von Russland nach Deutschland transportiert, soll wie geplant in Betrieb gehen dürfen. Okay, so they're talking about a gas pipeline from Russia to Germany, and should it proceed as it's planned right now is basically what they're asking. I mean, going with no knowledge about the exact details of this pipeline, I want to say no because of where I'm from, and I see the destruction that those companies do and the risk it puts people in that live around those areas, and they just destroy the environment. However, I repeat, I am lacking knowledge on this, its safety, the risks, so I am going to choose neutral on that. Number 17, Abschaffung des Solidaritätszuschlags. Der Solidaritätszuschlag soll vollständig abgeschafft werden. This is a little embarrassing. I'm not sure what the Solidaritätszuschlag is. I mean, I know what a Zuschlag is, and I understand the word solidarity. And I understand they're asking me if I think it should be completely gotten rid of. But again, I feel really uninformed. I'm going to choose neutral. Number 18, Kopftuch in Dienst. Okay, they're talking about headscarves. This is interesting. Das Tragen eines Kopftuchs soll Beamten im Dienst general erlaubt sein. Before I click Stimme zu, stating that I clearly agree with this, is there also a question about if women that want to work in the government or as a cop, for example, here, is there a question about if they want to wear like a headband, or can they wear ponytails? Can guys wear hats? What about hairstyles? Are we making sure that none of these cops are doing like some horrible like 1970s mullet? I think you call it a Fukuhila, vorne kurz hinten lang, in German. Seriously, German, what a ridiculous freaking question. Let people have their beliefs, and if they're good at their job, let them do their job. What do you care about what they're wearing? Number 19. Verbrennungsmotor. Die Zulassung von neuen Autos mit Verbrennungsmotor soll auch langfristig möglich sein. Okay, they're just asking about motor oil, and if cars that use motor oil should be, still possible to get for the long term. I like that this is being brought up. This is something they would never ask in the American politicians. They get too much money from all the auto industry. Nah, I'm gonna say, ich stimme nicht zu. Let's stop filthing up the world. Number 20, Schulpolitik, school politics. Der Bund soll mehr Zuständigkeiten in der Schulpolitik erhalten. So as I understand this, they're asking if I think the government should have more responsibilities in school politics. That worries me. I think politicians are going to politic. And I also think that if we're talking about education, we should have teachers and people educated handling that. In the same way I feel like when we're talking about health issues, we should have people that have studied medicine handling that. So, I don't know. I feel like this is one where maybe I'm lacking information and people might disagree with me. But I'm going to say, stimme nicht zu. The government should mind their own business and clean up the towns. Number 21, Antisemitismus. Der Bund soll Projekte der Bekämpfung des Antisemitismus stärker finanziell unterstützen. Okay, so they're asking about anti-Semitism and if the government, in the name of fighting against anti-Semitism, should they financially support that stronger? Should they give stronger financial support to fighting anti-Semitism? I don't know how much they put into it now. I imagine it's actually quite a bit, but absolutely, they should more money to fight right-wing terror because it's a freaking thing and it's growing. And I feel like right-wing terror is something that you should battle against with everything possible. Number 22. Aufträge an chinesischen Firmen. Oh, they're talking about contracts to Chinese companies. Chinesische Firmen soll keine Aufträge für den Ausbau der Kommunikationsinfrastruktur in Deutschland erhalten dürfen. Oh, I wonder what this is about. Stating that Chinese companies shouldn't get contracts in regards to how they want to build up the communication infrastructure here in Germany. Oh, that is interesting. I would like to know the argument why they shouldn't, what specifically they're citing. And if it's anything with human rights, I would like to know, are they working with any American companies and are they aware of how the Americans treat humans? I'm just saying. I feel like on this one, I don't have enough data, info. I'm going to choose neutral. Number 23. Kirchensteuer. Church tax. They did this thing here in Germany where when you move here and you begin your whole working life, you can register with the government what your religion is. Sounds like a great idea, right? And they'll conveniently for you automatically take your money out, for example, and hand it to the Catholic Church. No more having to go there and hand them cash. Nope. They have gotten the government to help collect their money from people that are less wealthy than them. But anyway, the question: Der Staat soll weiterhin für Religionsgemeinschaften der Kirchensteuer einsehen. So, the question they're asking me is, should the city, the local government, should the government continue to do this, to collect the church's taxes? I think it's ridiculous that you do it in the first place. I thought we learned in the Middle Ages that separation of church and state is a damn good idea. But what do I know? Look at where I'm from. They haven't learned that either. Stimme nicht zu. Number 24. Verkauf von Cannabis. Der kontrollierte Verkauf von Cannabis soll generell erlaubt sein. 100% ich stimme zu. In a country full of alcoholics and the disgusting things I see behind this beer culture. You're ridiculous. I live 20 minutes from Holland. I see what they make in the way of tax money from cannabis and what they give back to society from it. And I don't know why Germany's just ignoring that. I also don't know why Germany seems to be pretty much towards the 50s kind of mentality about that plant and totally disregarding how it is helpful to a lot of people. Helpful. It is a medicine for a lot of people. Number 25. Austritt aus der EU. There's a question they want to know about leaving the European Union? Deutschland soll aus der Europäischen Union austreten. No, ich stimme nicht zu. I'm a fan from this idea of the EU. Number 26. Frauen und Männer auf Landeslisten. Women and men on the voting lists, I guess, the local lists. Die Landeslisten der Parteien für die Wahlen zum Deutschen Bundestag sollen abwechselnd mit Frauen und Männern besetzt werden müssen. Oh, that is really, really interesting. So they're asking if how do I put this? I feel like they're looking to like, should it be ensured that there's gender equality, that it is constantly 50% in regards to the people running for political offices. This is where I might make a few enemies on my channel, but hear me out. Ich stimme nicht zu, because I don't think what we have in our pants should have anything to do with it. I've been refused jobs because of what I have in my pants. And no, I don't want a job or a position simply because of what I have in my pants. You see, it can go both ways, and I don't like either of them. I want to be judged on my ability, and I want the people in politics to have the ability to do the job. I repeat, I don't care what they have in their pants. I don't care how they go pee-pee. And I don't care the type of people that they're attracted to and the private things they do in their bedroom. It's none of my business. What I do care is that they are competent in their position to work for the people. Period. Stimme nicht zu. Number 27. Abrechnung über Fallpauschalen. Stationäre Behandlung im Krankenhaus sollen weiterhin über eine Fallpauschale abgerechnet werden. Okay, so they're talking about that when you stay in a hospital, should there still be a pauschale, an amount that we pay. I've spoken on my channel here about when I had surgery on my head. 10 euros a day, I believe, is generally about what you pay for your room. And I'm going to have to say on this, I'm going to choose neutral because, I mean, if it is financially possible for the country to provide a behandlung, a treatment in a hospital that is needed to help somebody and it isn't necessary, then they should. But I'm worried because I know here that the healthcare system is really under a lot of stress and the people working in it don't get paid what they should. I'm going to choose neutral because I feel like I lack information. Number 28. Steuer auf hohe Vermögen. Auf hohe Vermögen soll wieder eine Steuer erhoben werden. Well, this is interesting. They're asking if they should make a new tax on top of Vermögen, capital. Yeah, so rich people that own rich people stuff, and should they be taxed more? Absolutely. Stimme zu. Number 29. Gesichtserkennung bei Videoüberwachung. Oh no, facial recognition by video cameras. Bei der Videoüberwachung offizieller Plätze soll Gesichtserkennungssoftware eingesetzt werden dürfen. No effing way. Seriously, Germany? You're considering this crap? They're asking if, like, out in open areas they control video cameras, which are not a lot of areas in Germany. For example, compared to where I'm from, or like Holland. Holland has cameras everywhere. But the question here is, should those cameras being used out on public streets also have facial recognition software? No, Germany, bad. Look into, for example, how they are not so effective on people of color and how that can go very wrong for you. And then when you're done looking at that, look at how some of the malicious ways that software can and is used. No, Germany, bad. This is not you. Ich stimme nicht zu. Number 30. Ehepaare ohne Kinder. So, married couples without kids. It says, auch Ehepaare ohne Kinder sollen weiterhin steuerlich begünstigt werden. So they're asking if married couples that don't have kids should also get, for example, tax benefits. Here in Germany, when you have kids, there's tax money you can get back because you have kids. I agree, again, with Come on. I want to be clear. I'm not saying take it from the ones that have the kids, but if the money is there are plenty of us non-breeder types that are in need of some tax money back. So I'm going to say stimme zu. Number 31. Ökologische Landwirtschaft. Oh, this word. Ökologische Landwirtschaft soll stärker gefördert werden als konventionelle Landwirtschaft. Okay, so I'm trying to think how to translate this. They're talking about bio. They're talking about more, I would say, animal and land-friendly farmers. Ones people may refer to as bio, where bio products come from, although I'm skeptical of that whole bio scene here in Germany. They're asking here, should those types of farmers receive more support and such than conventional farms? And I am gonna have to say I agree. Ich stimme zu. We need to support people doing it right, treating the land right, treating the environment right, and treating animals right. Number 32, Islamische Verbände. So Islamic groups. Islamische Verbände sollen als Religionen Gemeinschaften staatlich anerkannt werden können. Wait a second. What? They're asking if Islamic groups... They're saying Islamic associations, so associations that are based around the religion of Islam, should they be recognized by the government? Why the hell aren't they? This country is full of Catholic organizations and they work together with the government. I had no clue that this was not allowed. I mean, if you're doing it for one cult, you have to respect others, right? Right, Germany? Ich stimme zu. Number 33. Anstieg des CO2 Prices. Der staatliche festgelegte Preis für den Ausstoß von CO2 beim Heizen und Autofahren soll stärker steigen als geplant. Alright, so here they're talking about CO2 used by heating and by cars. We're talking about pollution, and they're asking if they should. They're talking about getting away from this, and should they make their plans stronger than they already are in getting away from CO2 type products by heating in cars. I feel like, yeah, the environment, the world is falling apart. It's already too late. We need to do every single thing to save this world. Stimme zu. Number 34, Schuldenbremse. Die Schuldenbremse im Grundgesetz soll beibehalten werden. Oh, God, yes. As somebody that was raised in a country where it's a very real and normal fear that I lose this job, I'm quickly on a path to homelessness. When I came here and found out the protections that they have against Schulden here, oh my God, Germany, I fell in love with you as a country. I really like the protections that are out there for people that fall into hard times. So beibehalten, they're talking about we should keep it. Absolutely, ich stimme zu. Number 35. Asyl nur für politische Verfolgte. What? There's... I can already tell what my answer is going to be without even reading this. So it's about asylum seeking, but only for ones that are politically threatened. Asyl soll weiterhin nur politische Verfolgten gewährt werden. Stimme nicht zu. There's a lot of reasons people seek asylum. The world we live in is in chaos. Stop trying to come up with reasons to help people. Refusing to help people makes you look like a shitty human. Just saying. Number 36. Erhöhung des Mindestlohns. Der gesetzliche Mindestlohn soll spätestens im Jahr 2022 auf mindestens 12 Euro erhöht werden. Okay, so they're talking about raising the minimum wage here. And they're saying that by the year 2022, it should be at minimum 12 euros. It should be raised to that. I agree. I think it should be a lot more. Number 37. Besteuerung des Flugverkehrs. Der Flugverkehr soll höher besteuert werden. Pretty simple question. Talking about raising taxes on air flight, air transportation, and abso-freaking-lutely they should be paying a lot because they're responsible for a lot of pollution. Stimme zu. Number 38, home office. Unternehmen sollen selbst entscheiden, ob sie ihre Beschäftigung, das Arbeiten in home office erlauben. Okay, like I understand this question about home office. It says businesses should be allowed to on their own decide if their jobs could be done in a home office. It uses the word erlauben if they allow that. So I feel like what they're saying here is, should companies be allowed to decide that? I don't know who decides that now here in Germany. But as somebody that grew up in capitalism and saw a lot of ugly things about it, I don't think companies should be able... I don't know. Like, I think because of the current world situation, I mean, home office should be something every company should look into if possible. I don't know if there's even regulations on who can do that or not here in Germany. What worries me about this question is that they're talking about giving like the power to the company to make the decision. I'm going to have to go neutral on this, because I am not sure. Now I have to pick out from the questions I already answered which ones are double so important, and this will go into the calculations of which parties I should choose or which ones I agree with more. Getting tired here. Weiter to Ausland. Okay, now I'm going to go to the choices of the party. So here they're showing me all of the parties. I gotta tell you, as an American, this is incredibly impressive, just the amount of parties that they have here in Germany. It's just amazing. And I find it really cool, this website, extremely helpful. You can click on any of them, not them. You never click on AFD. You just do not. So you can click on any of these parties here and get information on them. Like Die Partei, die sind sehr good. And it tells you a little bit about them. It tells you how they began, what they stand for. But look at all these parties. It's just unbelievable. Okay, but let's get to my results. I'm curious. Okay, so I want to compare my responses with all these political parties. I'm choosing for all of them because I want to see where I fit in compared to all the political parties here in Germany. You have so many. I find this interesting. Die Partei 3? I never even heard of them. Partei für Veränderung Vegetar und Veganer. It's a party for change, vegetarians and vegans. What? I never even heard of them, but I apparently agree with them on 87.2% things. The Tierschutzpartei, the Animal Protection Party. Wow, they've been around since 1993. I'm curious about them too. I don't know enough about them, but apparently I agree with them 85%. DIB, Demokratie in Bewegung. They've been around since 2017. Oh, interesting. They're against racism and discrimination. No shit, I agree with them. I got 84% in common with their answers to the questions. Die Partei! Those are my folks. Die sind sehr gut, Die Partei. 80.9%. I agree with Die Partei. If you're a non-German viewer, that's all you need to know. Die Partei sind sehr good. Apparently, I'm also 80.9% with Die Linke. And the Green Party, I agree with quite a bit, 80.9. Die Piraten. Where are they? I haven't read up on them in a while, but I remember when they first appeared in Germany, I thought they were quite interesting. I agree with 79%, a little more than 79% of what they said. Same with ÖDP, Ökologische. Okay, this is a Bio party. Never heard of them. I've seen their signs around town. I agree with them, 79%. There's another party a hip-hop party? Are you serious, Germany? Okay, fantastic. They're also against racism and anti-Semitism. Fantastic. I agree with them, 77%. It makes sense. I never heard of SGP. I agree with them, 77.7%. They're a socialist party, okay. SSW, Südschleswiger Wallerverband, I agree with 76.6%. I never heard of them. They've been around since 48. Yikes. Oh, they have interest in the Danish minority and Friesischen. That is really interesting. Huh, I never heard of them. So, 75% Tierschutz Alliance, so more animal and nature schutz. Oh, this just keeps going on and on and on. 74% for Volt, MLPD, I'm 74%, DKP, I'm 74% in agreement, LFK, I'm 68%, PDF, 67%, Dehumanisten, I agree with 67%, Team Totenhofer, I agree with 66%. On the SPD, they claim I agree with 66%, but I doubt that. I think we agree on a lot less, considering they're killing trees here at my local park, the Girovire. Anyway, Die Basis, I agree with 62.8%. Menschliche Welt, we agree 61% of those questions. Die Grauen, 58%. Who are Die Grauen? I never heard of them. They've been around since 2017. Social rights. Huh. Interesting. I need to learn more about these parties. This is fascinating. I just get distracted by the cool ones, like Piraten and Die Partei. Right, so we see where this is going here. Gesundheitsforschung, 58%. Another party called Liebe, love? Something about animals and nature. That makes sense. So I never heard of that one. Unabhängig, 53%. Freie Wähler, I am 52%, agree with them. FDP at 50%, BUSO 50%, Bürgerbewegung 50%, Bündnis 44.7%, CDU/CSU, they claim I'm 43%, should be less. I mean, what kind of an idiot names their political party after a religion? Try to cut out a lot of people, are you? That's just not smart. Then there's some party called Dritte Weg? What is that? Der Dritte Weg. Oh, need another party against anti-Semitism and racism. Awesome. I like that there's a lot of parties that concentrate on that. I agree with them. Oh my God, they say I agree with the NPD on 37% of my questions. And the AFD's at the bottom of the list. The AFD's at the bottom of the list. I agree with them the least. Yeah, so that's it. If I ever get my butt around to finally getting my German citizenship, as I do wish to do one day when I am in a situation to do it, according to the Wahl-o-mat, I should look into the Partei 3, Partei für Veränderung, Vegetarier and Veganer. I mean, I don't know that they're going to welcome me so much. I eat meat. I don't eat a lot, but seriously, when I finally do get around to changing my citizenship and becoming a Deutsche Bürger, I think it might not be so unrealistic that I join up with those fine folks in Die Partei and I try to become Bürgermeister. What do you think? Would you vote for me? Just give me time, folks. But that's it. That's the video for today. I want to give a shout out and a lot of thanks to Gerda for suggesting that I do this in the comments. I found it quite interesting. I thank y'all for being here, for watching my video. Please don't forget to click like and leave me a comment on your thoughts and tell me all the mistakes I made. But be careful and be kind, because when I'm great leader, I can take care of you. When I am the Bürgermeister, I will have all of the burgers and the power. But until that happens, until that or I come at you with another video, I hope that you're over there taking care of yourself. See you next time.